Hello, Christopher Phillips here again from Fully Catholic Radio, and I'm trusting that so far you are having a really amazing Advent. Today, the Catholic Church gave us another amazing gospel reading, and this one has to do with the Annunciation, where the angel Gabriel came to Mother Mary and announced that she has won God's favor and that she has been specially chosen for a mission that would change history, would transform history forever. A mission that would give hope. A mission that would give new life. A mission that would bring joy. A mission that will bring peace. A mission that would make her as the new ark of the covenant. A mission that would bring Jesus Christ into our world. A mission that would bring about this salvation, or make salvation available to all. And Mary said yes. Now, she had a choice. Many people think that she had to say yes. That is not the case. God knew she would say yes. Yes, he knew that. But Mary, all of her life, has been one that has been dedicated to God. And so when the angel showed up before her and made this pronouncement, this rather profound announcement, Mary had only one question. Now, I must add that back in those days, if a woman was found to be with child outside of wedlock, or if she was found to be unfaithful, there was one thing that was done with her, and it wasn't gossip. She was stoned to death. And we see that with the story of the woman who was caught in adultery. Now, that's another story. But she was caught in adultery, and they dragged her out into the street, and they brought her before Jesus and said, this woman was caught in adultery, and according to this law, she ought to be stoned to death. And that's where Jesus said, well, if you are, let the one who is without sin, let them cast the first stone. So back in those days, when a woman was found to be with child outside of wedlock, meant that she committed adultery, there was one thing that would happen to her, and that is that she would be stoned to death. Mary knew that. I say that again, Mary was fully aware of that. The thing is, Mary knew God. And she knew that if God called her, was asking her to do this, then it has to be for a reason. It has to be that he is in control, because God is never out of control. God is always in control. So with that, Mary was able to, she just asked one question, Lord, how could this be? Because I am a virgin. And then the Lord to the angel said, the Most High would overshadow you through the power of the Spirit, and you will conceive and bear a son. You will call him Jesus. And Mary said, Lord, let what you have said be done unto me according to your will. To your will, Lord, not mine. Lord, find an easier way to do this. She didn't say that. She said, Lord, if this is what pleases you, if this is what you desire, then Lord, let it be done. Now, maybe angels don't come to us anymore, maybe. I'm sure that they do, but we probably don't recognize them. But God is constantly speaking to us. God is constantly speaking to you, dear listener, dear viewer. God is speaking to me. God is asking things of me. God is asking things of you. One of the things I believe God is asking of me right now is to share this video with you, to share this truth with you. So God is speaking to us. What will it take for me to trust God wholeheartedly like Mary did? What will it take for you, dear listener, to trust God wholeheartedly as Mary did? What will it take for you to abandon yourself to God, as Mary did? What will it take for me not to worry about if God were to say to you, go and be reconciled with your brother whom you haven't spoken to for a very, very, very long time. Go and make peace with your neighbor whom you have fallen out with, whom you have not spoken to, whom you say they have you in their bad books. Go and make peace with your neighbor. What will it take for you to trust God and to take Him at His word and to go and do this? I think when we look at Mary, we see two things. One of them is that Mary knew God. And as a result of knowing God, actually three things. As a result of knowing God, Mary loved God. As a result of loving God, Mary trusted God. So she knew Him, Mary loved God, Mary trusted God. So for us, for you to get to that point of total abandonment to God, you need, first of all, to know God. How do you know God? There are a number of ways, but one of them that I would like to put to you is to get to know God through His Word, the Bible, that book that you have stashed away in a corner that is collecting dust, or it is probably below tons of books or below something. The Bible, the Holy Bible. God reveals Himself to us through the Holy Bible. As Catholics, God reveals Himself to us every single time we receive the Eucharist. Every single time God reveals Himself to us, God becomes one with us. God gives Himself to us. Could you imagine that? God giving Himself to us. So through the Word, reading it, and not reading it as a novel, but reading it, go to a quiet place, find a quiet time where you could really sit down and read His Word, where you could ponder on it, where you could grapple with it, where you could pray on it. Lord, what is it You're saying here? And you will find that God will reveal Himself to you through the sacraments. Eucharist. Eucharist is one of the most profound ways that we can come to know God. And when you do these on a regular basis, you will find, one, you will get to know God. Two, in knowing God, I guarantee you, you will grow to love God. You will fall in love with God. You will grow to love who He is. You will grow to love the person of God. And when you grow to love God, you will trust Him. When you get to that point, you will get to a stage where you will recognize God speaking to you. Where God speaks to you, where in your heart of hearts, you will hear Him telling you things, speaking words to you. Be reconciled. Go and be reconciled. Go and make peace. Go and help that poor person. You would hear God speaking to you. And when more and more of us get to that stage, then like Mary, we will become game changers. Mary was, I think, the game changer of all game changers. She brought salvation into the world. She brought good news into the world. When we get to that point of knowing God, of loving God, and of trusting God, we too will become game changers. And we too will bring good news into the world by the very lives that we live. So as we continue through the last few days of Advent, Mary challenges us. And I want to add my little 2 cents to challenge you, to challenge me too, to challenge all of us to become more like Mother Mary. To get to that point where we can say to God, Lord, let what you have said, let it be done to me according to your will. God bless you on this wonderful Friday before Christmas. Focus on what is important, and that is being reconciled with Christ and in getting to know God better. Don't burn yourself out with cleaning and all the other things that we do. Clean our hearts. So God bless you on this beautiful Friday, and may you have a really, really wonderful day.